Continue. So now let's invite Miss Thian, Celine for our next presentation. You can start. Okay.
And can you see my screen?
Yes.
So, good morning, everyone. It's almost okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you for the committee of the 9th AMGS online conference for teen scientists, and also all the mentors, the students, and all the participants that can attend in this morning's webinar. It's such an honor for me to have the opportunity to share and present what I've been working on for these past 5 months. I'm Celine Iskandar from Indonesia, and today I'll be presenting my research work, which is titled A Proposed System Architecture of IoT-Assisted Educational Tools for Hybrid Learning. The contents that I will be presenting today is the first one, abstract and keywords, the next one, introduction, related work, proposed architecture, results, conclusion, and lastly, the references course. The abstract. So as we all know, in recent years, the education sector has been one of the hardest hit by the COVID-19 pandemic because all schools can't stay open as usual. So a lot of educational institutions are choosing to implement the hybrid learning system, which is a system that combines the traditional face-to-face method with online learning using the support of various e-learning tools. However, there are some challenges arise related to the tools, which can cause disruption in the flow of teaching and learning process. Thus, this research paper will focus on analyzing the challenges of the existing e-learning tools that support the hybrid learning system at Smakunabur and proposing a solution in the form of architecture. According to the results, the proposed architecture has a significant impact on the learning and teaching development of the hybrid learning environment. We'll start with the introduction. As stated before, many educational institutions are choosing to implement the hybrid learning system, which is the combination of face-to-face and online, during this COVID-19 pandemic. However, the changes that may happen too quickly cause the educational institution to not have enough time to adapt, and this can cause many drawbacks and issues to the educational tools. So based on this, the research focuses to evaluate the current tools used in the hybrid learning system at the Smakunabur, find some problems and suggest answers to the issues found. We'll move on to the related work. So this is the Smakunabur e-learning tools for hybrid learning. As shown in the flowchart, it starts with whether or not teachers and students can go to school. In the face-to-face learning, for the students, there are no specific tools that are being provided. However, it is optional to bring their personal devices. For teachers, they are provided with a viewboard pen, and a microphone. Within the classroom, there are conference camera, which is equipped with a motion detector and zoom feature, and also a conference speaker. For the online learning, both teachers and students will prepare their tools by themselves individually. The tools needed are laptop or PC, webcam, earphone or headset, microphone, and pen, tablet or stylus. The problems observed here in the current system are the internet connection, the audio system, the student devices, and also the data storage. It is all will be explained shortly after this. Next is the proposed architecture. So, in order to solve the current flaws of the existing system, which I already stated before, an architecture of IoT-assisted educational tools for hybrid learning is proposed. There are some changes in the flow, marked by the color green here. The first one is the internet connection. When all people are using Wi-Fi at the same time, the internet will eventually slow down. So, the school needs to provide an internet access that can be fast even when many people are using it. It can be solved by providing an internet router on each classroom. And with this, both students and teachers will be more comfortable on doing the teaching and learning process. The second one is the devices. There are some students who may not be able to bring their devices to school because maybe it's too complicated or too big to bring. And this can cause a problem. So the school can solve this by supplying school tablets and pen tablet or stylus. Here. The next one is the IoT-assisted educational tools, which is also included in the previous framework over here in the blue box. I'm sorry for the interruption. So the IoT-assisted educational tools here connected with the hybrid learning system environment need to be provided to store all the information in the cloud. The database itself is divided into three main categories, which is exam database that include student score, students database, which includes students facial recognition and student reports, and also teachers database that includes the teachers facial recognition, teachers reports, and students sitting arrangement. The first one is the exam database. So the exam database will store every student's score for both assignments and tests, and also the recording made during test. The student's score will include the student's score records will include the assignment or exam's name, the subject, the student's name, student's ID, class, status, pass or failed, and also the score. The recording during the test is also needed for the teacher to review the recording again if it is needed or they want to do it. The next one is the student's database. The student's database will record the student's facial recognition, which is used to grant access to their respective account. Besides, the student's database also covers the student's name, gender, ID, email, contact number, as well as their schedule at that day and the attendance. The personal device also plays an important role for students in the hybrid learning system. This is why the student's database can also include information corresponding to the devices used by the students here. We'll move on to the teacher's database. Same as the student, the teacher's database will record every teacher's personal information. The teacher's database will also store the teacher's facial recognition, which can be used to enter to their teacher's account. It also contains the teacher's name, gender, ID, email, contact number, schedule, and the attendance. Okay, the student account. So, before a student can access his or her account, he or she must grant an access to do so, using a facial recognition. When the faces match, access to their account will be granted, and after that, it will be redirected to the student's dashboard. The student's dashboard will display the schedule of the class that a student needs to attend on that day. When the student clicks the Zoom logo, it will be directly connected to the Zoom without the need to enter the meeting ID and the password anymore because it's all connected. And then the teacher's account. Almost the same as the student, after the teacher click the facial recognition button, it will automatically match the face with the data previously stored, and then they will get access to their account. It will be then directly redirected to the teacher's dashboard, which will display the schedule of the classes they need to teach on that day, as well as the video conferencing icon or Zoom for those classes. During the Zoom, the teachers are also equipped with the e-learning tools, such as giving exam, giving quiz, and class records. For the setting arrangement, the teachers will have set a fixed student sitting arrangement throughout the whole semester, which can be directly connected with the attendance system of the class. After the student enter their school account, they will be recorded as present. The green color here indicates the student attending face-to-face learning, and the purple will indicate the student attending online learning, and the red will means the student is absent. And then for every student's device will also be displayed in their respective seats, whether they use school tablets or their own personal devices. For the microphone, in one classroom, in the current system, only one microphone is provided in front of the class, which is for the teachers to use. So of course, if like face-to-face students want to ask questions, answer questions, or maybe discuss with their teachers, the online students will not be able to hear their discussion. This is why students from face-to-face learning can also be equipped with individual microphones at their desk, which also be displayed in this teacher's panel. We will move on to the results. So here's the comparison between the current hybrid learning system and the proposed architecture. Figure 9 shows the current smack-menabur e-learning tools for hybrid learning. In the face-to-face, students can bring their personal devices, which is optional. Teachers are provided with a viewboard pen, and a microphone. And in the classroom itself, there's a conference camera, which is equipped with motion detector and zoom features, as well as a conference speaker. Both students and teachers will need a personal laptop or PC, earphones or headset, microphone, and a pen, tablet, or stylus for the online learning. And figure 10 shows the proposed architecture of IoT-assisted educational tools for hybrid learning. Based on the comparison, the proposed architecture offers better educational tools to support the flow of the hybrid learning system. In the face-to-face, each student in the classroom is equipped with their personal devices or school tablets and microphone. Teachers are provided with a viewboard pen, and a wireless microphone. There's an HD conference camera with motion detector and zoom feature, an HD conference speaker, and also an internet router for each class. For the online learning, both students and teachers will use personal laptops or PCs, pen tablets or stylus, and HD earphones or headsets with the microphone. Next is for the analysis. So in the current smack-menabur e-learning tools, there are still some flaws, limitations, and issues that may disrupt the flow of teaching and learning process. This is why an architecture is proposed that can add some tools to solve the problems of smack-menabur e-learning tools. First of all, the school can provide an internet router for each class so that there will be a better internet connection and both students and teachers will be more comfortable on doing the teaching and learning process. The second one, the school can also supply additional devices such as school tablets and pen tablets for those students who cannot bring their personal devices to school. Besides, IoT-assisted educational tools can also be incorporated in this hybrid learning system to support the teaching and learning process even more. The IoT-assisted educational tools includes the exam database, student database, and a teacher database. With this IoT-assisted educational tools, all the data can be arranged better and become more organized because all the information will be stored in the cloud. The significance of the study. The study provides an architecture for hybrid learning that will offer a lot of benefits to all parties, the teachers, the administrators, the families, and the students. During the pandemic, most school districts will quickly adapt to the new method of education, which is hybrid learning system in this case. Through the analysis presented in the video, it offers a new way to engage students in class using a live video conferencing platform that features automated attendance checking, facial recognition, and high-quality audio and video streaming for both synchronous and asynchronous learning. The IoT-assisted educational tools provide adequate hybrid teaching resources, a curriculum, and support for their district and community. It also gives teachers more insight into students than they've had before. Lastly, for the conclusion, the proposed architecture of IoT-assisted educational tools for hybrid learning has a lot of benefit for all parties, the students, the teachers, the administrators, and also the families in both online and face-to-face learning. The proposed architecture presents an efficient solution to solve the current issues of the existing system, which include the first one, internet router, the second one, the provision of additional devices from school, and the third one, the IoT educational tools, which includes the improvement of the data storage, attendance systems, as well as the audio system. Based on the comparison and analysis of the existing system and the proposed architecture, it is proven that the proposed architecture will not only overcome the problems of the existing system, but will also support the improvement of the teaching and learning environment of teachers and students later in the future. And here are the references used in this research paper. And that's all I need to say. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Ms. Thian. Thank you. So, do you have any question? The system IoT applied to the school. Hydro system, is that right? Yes. So do you have any question or comments to her study? Yes, Professor Randy.
I will just give some comments. This is my style every time that my students usually put an effort on their work. In the case of Thian, I hope that you can present this after you finish your paper. I hope that you can present this to your school to give them an idea about what are the future of their school. At the same time, who knows, maybe they will uh, they will adopt the proposed architecture that you suggested based on your architecture. And nowadays, there are a lot of technologies now that involves IoT and smart devices. And as I mentioned earlier, this is our future. This is not only for the IoT class, for all students here. You need to think about the modern and the traditional way, because this is not only about the pandemic. Pandemic taught us that we need to move forward and adapt with regards to technology that we have. And this is not will just totally disappear. It will only evolve and evolve and evolve. So I hope, Thian, you did a great job. Again, same with Kyle and Norie. You did a good job. I hope that you can present this to your school at the same time. Maybe someday if you have opportunity to present it in your neighboring schools, then why not? This is a good idea and exposure for you to do more research in the future. Good job.